Quite a few cars have driven by here and honked their horns. In fact, even a bus driver stopped right here and said he refuses to wear his mask when driving. There's a 6-foot-high metal fence that goes all the way around the Capitol, protecting the building, making sure no one can get inside. The house causing all of this police presence that you see behind me is right over my shoulder. I want to take you over now to Eastman Road, which is over here. We're right off of it. People have been rolling in and out just about throughout the entire day. And take a look at this sample ballot we got our hands on. There's just one thing to vote on, one bubble, yes or no. Until Mendez cleaned it up, this gym looked very different just over a year ago. In fact, it was the boiler room for the whole building. The space includes portable lights like this one, so you just need to get out your phone, find your backdrop, and take the shot. Am I supposed to crack these open, or?
You could just take a bite out of them, actually.
You can eat the skin and everything. Oh my God, you just went right for it.
I mean, that's what you do.
And then those runners go all the way in here. Now just bear with me for a little bit. They come in here, they drop off the money right over here to these guys. The dozens of people that came here today were able to get hot food and sandwiches like this, but also PPE, gloves, socks. It's not hard to imagine on this 200+ acre farm, many of us would be starved for socialization. I want you to take a look at the weather app on my phone right now. Here in Saginaw, the air quality says 66, moderate. You go over to Minneapolis, 142, more than double what we are here in Saginaw. The housing market is so strong right now, signs like this one are going up just as quickly as signs like these.
My child, my choice, my child, my choice.
Parents and some kids protesting Midland Public Schools mask mandate this morning at the district's administration building.
I believe it should be every parent's choice to decide whether or not they want their child in a mask or not. You know, I'm not telling people that choose to mask up to not mask their child. I don't expect them to tell me to mask mine.
MPS parent Nikki Stoll brought her two sons, a second and a third grader, to protest with her. She's prepared to take action if the mandate doesn't end.
If the mask mandate continues, I've already been in touch with a couple other public schools as well as private schools, and I will pull my children from Midland Public Schools.
Quite a few cars have driven by here and honked their horns. In fact, even a bus driver stopped right here and said he refuses to wear his mask when driving. Will Sochocki helped organize the protest through the Parents Against MPS Mask Mandate Facebook group.
We're tired of administrators and public officials making decisions that impact our children without our consent or even our public input.
Sochocki says they are not anti-mask or anti-vaccine, adding that many of the parents here have the shot.
Maybe it's, a matter of weighing the pros and cons and requiring 99% of people who are healthy to infringe on our children's rights does not outweigh one sick child at home.
Sochocki says plans for future protests depend on the administration's policies. Superintendent Michael Sharrow has not returned TV5's request for comment. In Midland, Trevor Sochocki, WNEM, TV5. A protest in Lansing outside the Capitol today was not the massive threat some were concerned about. But that's what a self-proclaimed member of the Boogaloo movement said his goal was.
To prove today that, again, the government has made falsified claims of violence when there was no threat of it here.
He did believe in the false election claims.
I mean, no matter what, this election was botched, last election was botched, the election before that was botched. We haven't had an honest election in this country for a long time.
Others were there protesting the open carry weapons ban.
The Constitution says I have a right to bear arms, not bear arms here, but I can't bear them there. It says I have a right to bear arms. My Michigan taxes go to that building. Why can't I not go inside? Why do you put this fence up?
But with the Michigan State Police and Michigan National Guard on scene, Lansing wasn't taking any chances. As you can see behind me, there's plenty of law enforcement out and about. Streets are closed. And as you can see on this side, there's a 6-foot-high metal fence that goes all the way around the Capitol, protecting the building, making sure no one can get inside.
We didn't know how many we were going to have. We didn't know if we were just going to have a crowd of 5 or thousands. If you're coming down here to cause violence, destruction of property, assaulting the police, the media, or anybody else that's here, that's a crime and you will be arrested.
In the end, none of that happened, but the city will be on high alert for the coming weeks. In Lansing, Trevor Sochocki, WNEM, TV5.
That jab is going to be a distance, is to create distance.
At Gideon Boxing Gym, Coach Joe Mendez barks out instructions.
And your rear hand is going to be powerful.
And his boxers sweat through the work.
There's a lot that goes into boxing that's not just fighting. there's the positive mindset that goes behind it. Not just for yourself, but for others.
After boxing for more than a decade, when the gyms closed due to COVID, Mendez decided to get on the other side of the ropes, as a coach.
It was always in my heart. Like like Matthew would tell you, I was his first coach when he came down to Shiloh Boxing Gym.
That's Matthew Rodriguez he's talking about. A 19-year-old Arthur Hill grad who just won his first pro boxing match in Mexico.
Started wrestling to keep us out of trouble, but it wasn't keeping us out of trouble. So my dad said, you guys can go to boxing. So our punishment was, if we got in trouble, then we can't box.
Until Mendez cleaned it up, this gym looked very different just over a year ago. In fact, it was the boiler room for the whole building. Punching bags, not included. In a few months, he turned dusty walls, partially flooded rooms, and no lights into a boxer's shrine with enough bags for everyone, plus some.
We want to bring these kids off the street, give them a goal, a purpose. You know, people without a purpose, they perish.
And one of the first people he gave a purpose to was Rodriguez.
A lot of people I grew up with are dead or in prison. Chose the street route to take, you know, but it made me stay away from that.
I love Saginaw because I always hear people say, oh, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait to move away from Saginaw. And ever since I was a youth, I remember telling people, why would you move away from something that's bad? Why don't you stay and fix it?
With his area code on his bicep, every time he teaches a combo, he's got the 989 behind him. In Saginaw, Trevor Sochocki, WNEM TV 5.